Hey guys, Mark and I are at Peter Stevenson's on a Friday afternoon up our new motorbike. So in a few minutes they're going to bring our new bikes out, and then we'll show you what they are, and we'll start to get them ready to go out in a couple of weeks. Whose is this one coming out?
That'll be the quick one, mine.
Oh, it must be mine. You want to hold this?
So I rang all the suppliers and it's all coming with the stage. I tried to get it fast track, but
Do you know whose this is?
yeah, I'll bring all the paperwork, the pins, on that. But I've written on the box who's on the box, the plates in there. So I'll just bring all the paperwork.
Alright Mark, what do we reckon?
Heckle and Jackal.
Heckle and Jekyll.
Nice toys.
Mark's got the number plate okay and mine says 1, so you can guess which is the best bike.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Mark?
It's an L, not a 1.
Oh right, it'll be an I if it was anything. So here we go, a little walk around before we take them home. So we're pretty happy. We thought pretty long and hard about this, didn't we, Mark?
Yeah, big catch up between the KTM and this, but probably, you know, one's as good as the other, but I like the Yami and so did you.
Yeah. So alright then guys, we will cut it here and we'll catch up at home when we start doing some stuff to them and getting them ready for the tracks. Alright, until then, stay safe. Good morning guys, from WR Central at the moment. So this morning, last night, we went out and we picked up our WRs, Mark and myself. And this morning, we're doing, hang on, I'll rewind and start from the start. With a WR, because it is road legal bike, they give you an off-road package, which I must say, without naming names, some bikes, starting with a K and a T and an M, they don't get that. They charge you extra for everything else. So, but some of the things you've got to fit on the bike are the connectivity for the being able to the app. You have to download an app to your phone, and then you can make changes to the engine mapping, which is really cool. And that all comes with the bike. And they also give you different, I'll just show you here, they give you different attachments here for the rear mudguard. Where's my one? There it is. So you go from that to that, which we will do, and we will show you as we're doing it. Mark's busy banging away on his one already. So, aren't you, Mark?
Morning.
Yep. What are you doing? Removing the rear mudguard?
Yep.
Yep. So he'll keep doing that, and then we'll go through the book. There's a book here. I'll just very quickly show you. This is what it's called. Alright, so that's the book.
Say good morning,
So
Rex.
WR450, 450 Off-Road Kit Installation Guide. So you can't really go wrong when you get an installation guide, which is another good little thing. That there, see that there? That's because the bikes don't have them on at the moment. As you can see, there's no guards, and that's what these are. They are a barkbuster guard, and I didn't know until I started doing research that there's a couple of different sorts. These are the ones that are opened on the end of the handlebar. So, going back and forth. So the end of the handlebar, usually our buckbusters go around here. But that particular brand just come out and then they stop, so they're there, and this bit here is open. I've listened to all the so-called professional guys, and most of them, funny enough, run this style, but they do say that if you hit something really solid, it's probably still going to break your fingers. If you punch into a rock or a tree, there's the chance that you might break your fingers. So anyway, we've always run, and I'll take you into my other girl. Hope it's not too dark for you. But yeah, we've always run this style, where the handlebar is completely covered. Yeah, and I just like it. I'm not saying the others are bad, but I do like that style. I just feel a bit safer, and even if the bike goes down and the handlebar turns and you're sort of like, you don't let go of the bike, you've got that protection on the end, so it's not going to wreck your bars or rip your hand grip off the end of it or anything like that. So anyway, we're just going to go through slowly, and I'll hopefully just show you bits and pieces as they change. And I'll do one walk around now to show you what they look like right now, and then I'll do another one at the end to show you what changes have been made. Alright, so here we go. Starting from the back.
Oh, I've attached it from the frame. Surely they can.
As you can see, the indicators are on. And you have the block here, which is the stop and the start, and over here you have the light switch, high and low indicators and horn. And on a WR, as I found out this morning, the horn only works when it's actually running, not when it's, even if you so that's turned the bike on. If you can see that, the bike's now on. The horn doesn't work. So that's a little bit different. On my road bikes, the horn works as soon as the power's brought up to it. And that's pretty much, this has had the exhaust already done in Australia. We're allowed to run them on the road, so that the exhaust has been opened up with the other pipe. And the airbox has also had the black weird sexual device, whatever it is, taken out. So we're allowed to do that in Australia. And I did see, there it is there. So that's the one that it comes with. Guys in the US and all that would be familiar with that thing. So that's been taken out. They also give us a braided, that's a braided frontline cable, handbrake cable, to give you a bit better feel. There's a few nuts and bolts and stuff. That's the bark busters. That's the mirrors that they didn't put on. And then the Bluetooth thing for your phone is in here. And there it is there. So there's that magic blue button, and that's the controller, which has to be fitted under here, which I'll do.
No idea how they're connected to them.
Alright, the other thing which I thought was very, very funny, and Mark and I are still having a go at each other, this is the Victorian but Australian recreation plate. So as you can see, hopefully you can see, the cover still on it. My one says 8641K, and then we come over to Uncle Mark's box of goodies. This is absolute lovely thing for me to have, and his bike is 864, and it's just okay. What do you reckon, Mark? Is that correct? Did I say that right?
You did. Okay is good.
Okay is good.
1K is wanky.
I must admit, yesterday afternoon, when we come back, because we picked them up on our way home from work, we did a click and collect. I've never click and collect anything more expensive than this. It's quite funny, isn't it? Click and collect your motorcycle. We had already done all the payments and stuff and insurances and all that. We did that during the week with Elise. who's been wonderful for us, from Peter Stevenson's, and I must give them a big shout out because they were absolutely fantastic. They did a fantastic deal. Because we've got the Barkbusters coming, part of the deal, and we've also got a new under tray. So they come with a plastic under tray. That's probably fairly hard plastic, but being old riders, and we sometimes use that to get over things rather than like the experts where they just mono up and barely even touch it.
We mono and land on the
yeah,
bash
we
plate.
mono and miss it by 2 feet and land straight on the bash plate. So we've got aluminium bash plates coming because we just both feel that it's a bit safer. And our other, all our DRs, they have them on it, B&Bs. B&Bs, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
B&B bash plates, which are really good quality. So anyway, yeah, they're coming Wednesday. The handlebars and the bash plates, so that's cool.
Hey!
And Mark, oh, my dog's just having his way with Mark. And I'll give a shout out to Mark, who is Mark at Peter Stevenson's. He's a really nice guy. Took me through, spent time with me. I looked at the Yamaha, I looked at the KLX, I think it was. I looked at the KDM. Honda, unfortunately, they don't run that 450s anymore, so they were sort of out of the picture anyway. I didn't want, we wanted 450 because we just like that tractable power where we don't have to rev the shit out of things. These will rev quite hard, they'll go like 11,000 revs or something. But we'll probably run around the 5,000 revs. That's just us. We just like to put them in a gear and just tractor around with them. But they are a good bike where we think that Mark and I are going to, let's get my arm up a bit there. We are going to spend a bit more time trying to enhance our skills, and that's why we've decided to buy these bikes. We do go up the bush quite a bit with my son and his mates, and while we can sort of keep up, we're doing it pretty hard and getting bashed around. Our bodies are copping it because our bikes just aren't set up for that. But anyway, now they will be. I'm a lot heavier than Mark, so I may at some stage have to put a rear shock, and I will have a look at the front springs. But at the moment, we're just going to ride them. I want to run them in like really nicely, not just get on them and flog them straight away. I don't believe that does any good for them. We'll do what the book says, and I think that's the best way. It comes with a really large book. I think Mark's will be over here. Yeah, here it is. So, Yamaha's owner's manual. Now, it is quite thick, but it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different languages in it. So, it's a fifth. What you have to read is a fifth. Hi guys, an update on the WRs. It's now been a couple of weeks, nearly 3 weeks. And there is one thing I'd like to talk to you about quickly. We don't like mentioning COVID because it's just a downer, but as long as everybody out there understands that, just like everyone else, I have to follow the rules, and when we can't go out, we can't go out. When we have to wear masks, we wear masks, and that's why at the moment you're seeing a lot of content at home. When we picked up the bikes, it was right on the eve of having to go into lockdown, things like that. So some of these videos may take 2-3 months at the moment because of that. And I'm sorry that's the way it is, but again, I'm not above anyone else, and we have to follow the rules. So in saying that, we have been doing work at home because you can still buy stuff click and collect, which is what I do through my local motorbike shop where we bought these. So Peter Stevens in Dandenong. They do a click and collect, and it's really good. They're great. You ring them up during the day and tell them what you want, and when you're on the way home, which for me is basically past the door, I drop in, they have it ready, and off I go. So it's fantastic. So for me, that side of it hasn't changed. It's just the fact that we can't actually go and use the bikes, which is what you'll see in a minute, because they're both on 0 still on their kilometres. But we'll get there eventually, and at the moment these videos are about getting a stock standard bike ready to go out on the trails and cover all the general things that these bikes need to make them more durable, even though they are a really durable machine. So we'll do that now. Okay, starting on my bike. Oh, just as a side note, our tie downs are got the metal hook, plastic metal hook, and the plastic eventually wears away, and then you really start to scratch your handlebars. And I hunted around the other day and I found these at my local Bunnings store. So, and you can see they've just got a loop at either end, and they just simply end up like that. So you end up with a tie down strap, which isn't going to scratch your bike, and then you hook your normal tie down into it. So great idea. Both of the boys are here now, of course they are. So alright, we'll start on mine because I'm standing by it now. As I said, there's only a few things that are a little bit different. So I don't know if you've picked up yet, but we've got, now these are genuine, where's the writing? There it is down there, you can see that. They're genuine radiator guards, and if you're ever looking at these and you want to know, are they the genuine ones for when the bike falls over and you crush the bike that way? These bars here, there's not one down there, but there's one there and there's one there. They're what they stop the bike from getting crushed, or the radiator, beg your pardon, from getting crushed. And if you look around the side, you'll see the bracing there as well. So this bracing here, there's a big clamp behind there, and that stops the radiator from obviously getting shoved back into the bike and breaking it. Now on this new WR for 2021, if you've done any research on them, you would know that on this side there's a fan. The fan's just there, I'm touching the fan there. So it's also got some sort of protection against being damaged. So while I'm on this side, the only other real feature that's different on my bike to Mark's is this guard. It's just a plastic guard. So underneath there is the original guard, but you do have to change the bolts. So you've got to loosen it off very, very carefully, and then put these longer bolts in to make up for the guard. But it's just, I like it because I'm going to scratch that, no doubt, and I didn't want to scratch the other part. The other thing that some guys use, and I have, is this here. And Yamaha say it's to stop anything getting in that gap, and it'll get deflected, so it won't be able to get in there. So I'm running it, Mark's not, but that's fine, that's up to him. And working down the back of the bike, the only real difference is that I've put my number plate here, which I've seen before. We talked about having it here, which that's what Mark has done. He's put his there and riveted it on. I just decided that, I don't know if I'm a bit of a weirdo, but I didn't want to drill holes in my brand new rear mudguard. Where that little piece there, I'm not playing, it's just got 2 Allen keyed and a couple of bolts behind it. And that's all it is. So I was much happier about that than screwing into that. As I said, that's just my little weirdo ways. Other than that, on Mark's, as you can see, we have left the main controls, the high and low, and the indicators. They're not there, but the horn is there, and that is one of the requirements to have on your bike, even when you're on rec reg, which is what these are, Vic. So there you go. So if you take this off and you take this one off and you put a starter here and a stopper here, you don't have a horn still. So doing it, I guess you'd say, the right way, you need to sort of have this on. But anyway, mode switch, changing the modes. I've got 8 different modes from Yamaha and people that are associated with Yamaha. You can just go online, have a look at them. I didn't download them to my phone. I just took a photo of them on the computer and then downloaded them manually and then copied them out. So that's about it. Now I said to you that we'll fire it up. You can see that. That's the odometer. Yes, it is. You should be able to see that. So 0 still. So, oh, this is Mark's one. Again, it has the protectors. There's nothing on this side that's any different to mine. This is the original look of the bike, and Mark doesn't have the wire going in there. Oh, there's one thing I haven't showed you. Other than that, Mark's and mine are the same. We both have the same Ego buckbusters, and they're the wraparound style that we wanted. Bring around and show you this one. So they've got a sort of an arrangement here that comes down, and they're fully adjustable. You can move them up and down and whatever you want. But we've sort of done the where we want them. We're pretty happy with that. Watch out, puppy. And the other thing that we've both put on, which we did mention earlier, is the bash plate. This is a force unit, and this was part of my deal with the bike. I like it. I like it in the black even. I think it sort of breaks it up a little bit for the bike. And I'm really happy with them. Mark's is exactly the same. So other than a couple of tiny little things, they're identical bikes. So there you go. That's about all the rundown so far. Now we've just got to hang out and wait till we can actually use them when the current lockdown that we've just gone into, when that lifts. So I do apologise that we can't do much stuff at the moment. It's just the way it is. I think everyone sort of understands a bit. And as soon as I can get more stuff out for you when we start riding these, we certainly will. So thanks again, and stay safe.